Hey, and welcome to our first Pilates class on Jordan Pilates, donation based. So give if you want to. If you don't, you are welcome to just join the classes for free and just get strong and build a brand new, better you. Today we're starting with the basics. It's just going to be how to breathe correctly, how to hold yourself properly, what a neutral pelvis looks like and how to hold it, and just a couple of other details that it lays the foundation for everything that comes with Pilates. So this video is essential, and I would suggest everyone first starting here before you carry on. Hopefully this uploads to the website nicely and easily, and it is there for your perusal at any time, and you can also recap on this video just to make sure your foundation is solid. Okay, so without further ado, we are going to lie on the mat and we're going to set up for Pilates. So normally most of us, we lie down in a very unusual way. Our pelvis will kind of turn in, our neck will kind of tilt up, our shoulders even sometimes come forward. And what we want to do, we definitely want to correct that when we're lying down in Pilates. So I have a hyperextended neck, which means if I lie naturally, my neck here is rather bent. And that is the case for most people. It's very rare I see where someone is actually lying with a neutral neck. So to counteract this problem, what I like to do, I either get a small towel to lift my head slightly, or because I've got so much hair, I use that as my little pillow. And you're welcome to do that too. You can either get a big clip or just roll a bun, and there you go, and I've lifted my neck. Then what I want to do is I want to actually tuck my neck underneath. So I don't want to look at the top of the ceiling here. I actually want to draw my eyes to the corner of the ceiling. So then if I also do this, I take my hands and I literally tilt my head, and now I've got a beautiful flush neck that's parallel to the floor. I can feel my face is looking here. Yes, it gives you double chin, but it's a small price to pay because we want to lengthen those muscles along the neckline. So lying like that now, and it does feel uncomfortable. And just real quick, everything we start with and everything we do to start with will be uncomfortable. It's just the nature of how it goes when we first becoming stronger. So just keep in mind, it's all perfectly normal if you're feeling completely out of sorts. As we progress, this will become the new normal, and you'll start feeling so much more comfortable in these uncomfortable situations. So that is our neck. So I want you to really always emphasize that you're looking to the corner of the room and that we're not poking our chin up to the ceiling. I know it looks better, but we're going to practice this. So that's our neck and our head and our chin. So I want you to think about that framework there. Now we're going to move down to our shoulders. And again, most of us naturally, our shoulders tend to kind of lift or roll forward. Mine roll forward more than they lift. So when it comes to this, I've actually got to tuck my shoulder blades onto the mat. And when I do that, I'm opening up my collarbones, I'm opening up that tract here. I can actually feel a very big stretch happening across my chest here, which is perfect because we want to stretch out those muscles, because everything in our life has brought us inward, and it's kind of creating this really tight chest, shoulders coming forward, neck coming forward. It's with our couches and our sofas and our cell phones, and we're all kind of just caving in. So we want to actually open up now. So my little trick is you can actually lift your body, tuck your one shoulder blade in, lift the other side, tuck the other side in, and tuck the head down. Okay, and again, I'm feeling rather uncomfortable here, but this will get better. Now we move to the next part of our body. So we've got our shoulder blades beautiful and open. We're going to pull them down. So then we're getting our fingertips involved. We're going to pull those fingertips down toward our feet. Now we're going to move to our rib cage. In this position, naturally, my rib cage wants to flare. So it's almost as if, because this is now opening up, this part of my body wants to react, and it wants to kind of push the rib cage out. Now I've actually got to tell my intercostal muscles to kind of just pull tight and just hold the frame. So we've got our neck tucked in, our shoulder blades opened and pulled down, fingertips pulling down, your rib cage pulled in, and now let's move to our belly button. This is now one of the biggest concepts in Pilates, and it's going to follow you throughout everything we learn as we go from your foundation level to your beginner, to your intermediate, to your master. this will never leave. It stays the entire time, and it's essential. It's actually essential for your daily life in general. And it's the case of your abdominals and your internal abdominals. We've got 4 layers of abdominals. When you see a man with a beautiful six-pack, you're seeing his superficial abdominals. We are in Pilates, we first aim at our internal abdominals. It's those ones that are really acting as that guard around our internal organs and our spine, and we need to get them really strong. And that's why Pilates starts, the work starts deep within and it starts moving outward. So, and the way we hold this, and you'll hear a lot of Pilates instructors, they'll say navel to spine. And all that means basically is pull your belly button down to the floor. But it does not mean your pelvis reacts. A lot of people, when they hear that, they'll do that. So they'll flatten their lower back. And you're kind of half right, but we've moved too much of the outer frame and the skeleton. Your abdominals are internal, so they're internal muscles, and we want to activate those internal abdominals without moving the frame. So when I say navel to spine or belly button to the floor, I'll use different terms, but the whole idea is I just want you to pull your belly button in without moving the rest of your body. So I'm going to show you here real quick, and you'll actually see on my t-shirt this being illustrated. So here I'm breathing naturally, and when I pull my belly button in, my body didn't react, but I have pulled my belly button in. So I'll let go and relax. There the belly button comes out. And this is a great tip, by the way, just if you want to look a little bit more slim, you just pull that belly button in. So as I lie down, I'm going to pull that belly button in. Now watch that this doesn't move. My frame's not going to move. It's just the belly button. My structure stays perfect, in good form, just that belly button holding. And within Pilates, we ask for you to pull that belly button in and to actually hold it. And I'm still breathing within this. So it's not that I'm pulling my belly button in and holding my breath. I'm pulling my belly button in and I keep holding my belly button. Now, this is a skill that you hone in on. It's not something, I mean, when I initially started, I would pull my belly button in, hold my breath, and then I'd let go and then start breathing again. And most people actually do this in gym. They do this in everything. You'll probably see people, when they're doing their crunches, they'll hold their breath because they're so concentrating on that internal movement. So what I want you to do is to just be natural. And all you're going to do is think about that belly button going to the spine. And now just take a breath and exhale and let go and relax. And we're going to do that again. But let's keep the rest of our frame intact. We've got our neck tucked in, we've got our shoulders pulled down, our shoulders tucked in and pulled down, and rib cage pulled in as well. And we're going to just inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to pull that belly button in and just hold there for me. Just keep holding. And we inhale. And we exhale. Keep holding that belly button. And inhale. And exhale. Keep holding. And if you are holding nicely, you might feel a slight burning, which is perfect. That's what we're wanting. It's the muscles lighting up as we work. Keep holding that belly button in. If you're able to. If you're losing it, it's totally fine. You can lose it and just kind of pull it and draw it in again. And last one, we inhale. And we exhale. And now relax. Let the body go. Okay, so that's our belly button. That in every exercise we do, I want you to always be holding on to those internal abdominals, pulling them inward. Traditional gym, they generally kind of, the abdominals push up when they work. So then as they're lying, they'll rest, and then the pelvis will drop, the back will flatten, the abdominals push upward. But in Pilates, we actually ask for the abdominals to pull down. So when we're doing a crunch, we ask for the pelvis to stay stable. And then you're lifting up, those abdominals are pulling in, which are those internal abdominals we just spoke about. And then you're lifting and pulling in the whole time. So if anything, you're actually cinching the entire abdominal tract together. So let's now look at breathing. Okay, because this is now it's a big thing in Pilates, but it can get confusing. If it does get confusing, drop it. Don't worry about it. we'll come back to it. If you're able to do it, I encourage you to do it because it does really help. Because when you inhale and then as you exhale, when you exhale, your diaphragm lifts, so your abdominals can really grip a little bit better. But in the beginning, don't worry about the breathing too much. You'll hear me giving you the cues to breathe. So breathe in, breathe out. If you're finding you're really struggling, just don't worry about it for now. We'll come back to that. And as you kind of get used to the exercises, you'll find you can start adding the breathing. I'd rather you focus on your form than the breathing. But the breathing is important, and we're gonna quickly go through it now and just touch on it. Okay. So if I'm lying here and I'm just being completely natural, my natural self, my hands on my belly and I breathe. And I encourage you to do this as well. Put your hands in your belly and just breathe in and out. And again, in and out. Right, and your belly is rising and lowering, which is again totally normal and perfect. In Pilates, we ask for a lateral breath, which is actually where we open up the rib cage. So I want you to think of almost like angel wings opening and closing. So as you lie here, I want you to put your hands in your rib cage, and now you're going to inhale, and you're going to draw everything. You're going to open up your rib cage as much as you can, and then as we exhale, I want you to push all that air out. And I want you to feel that pressure building in your lungs, and then you're going to give me a big inhale again, and then push all the air out. Okay, so we're ready. So hands on your rib cage, and we're going to inhale. And now push all the air out. And now inhale. And push all that air out. Right, so I'm sure you could feel it's a much bigger breath. Your lung capacity increases quite greatly, which is wonderful. The reason Pilates asks for it is because it actually calms you down. It brings a lot of oxygen to your brain and a lot of oxygen to your entire body, because you're increasing that oxygen level in your body. So that is why Pilates encourages you to do the breathing. So if you can, please do. If you can't, don't worry about it. We don't normally do such a big inhale and such a big exhale. It's in the middle of the road, because it's not as big, but it's not a shallow breath like you normally do with your stomach. So I want to encourage you to try and give me those big inhales, and I'll say to you, give me that lateral breath. I want you to, when you hear lateral breath, I want you to think about rib cage opening up and exhale, and then pushing all that air out those lungs. And I want you to feel that lovely build up. And also that increases your lung capacity. The more we practice these beautiful big breaths, it increases your lung capacity. It's actually really, really healthy for your lungs to do so as well. Okay, we've done our breathing, we've done our abdominals, we've done our neck and shoulders. Let's get onto our pelvis. Our pelvis is this beautiful bridge to our legs and to our upper torso. With the pelvis comes loads of movement though, which is wonderful. Again, we love the movement. We can go side to side, we can rotate, we can do it, we can come forward and push backwards, which is your flexion and extension. Within all of this though, because we've got so much beautiful movement, we also have the risk of injury because of the amount of movement. So within Pilates, and when we're lying down and we're doing our exercises, we actually call for a stable pelvis. We don't want movement. We want to build the muscles to be stable and strong. So, and this might be challenging for some of you, because some of you might have like a little bit of a wonky hip or a weaker hip, and it's just not holding very nicely. So in this position, we want a neutral pelvis as well. So this is where it gets a little bit more confusing for some people, because neutral pelvis is, and I'm going to excuse the flesh, but I just want to show you here. Neutral pelvis, I can put my hand just past my back here quite comfortably. If I wanted to put a glass of water here, I can. You've got 3 bony landmarks. You've got your pelvis bones, and then you've got your pubic symphysis, okay? And now most of us, 90% of the population, when we lie down, we will lie like that. So my pelvis is tilted. I cannot slide my hand here now. Whereas in Pilates, again, we want a neutral pelvis, which means a flat surface here, which does give you a little bit of daylight here. It's not an overarch, so I'm not asking you to tilt your pelvis this way. So now that you can't even see the pubic symphysis, we want a slight just in the lower back, and I can comfortably get my hand here. That's neutral pelvis. And if you hear me say neutral pelvis, that's what I'm asking from you. So as you're lying here, I want you just to stop, play around, pull your pelvis in and push it away from you, pull your pelvis in and push it away. Now wiggle up one hip, wiggle up the other hip, and I want you to feel that lovely movement going through the base of your spine. Right. Now, when we do an exercise, so we're going to quickly try a chest lift, and you're going to quickly see how this pelvis wants to move with you, but you're going to have to fight with yourself. So your hands are going to go behind your head, and you're going to tuck your chin in, and you're going to lift through your chest. Now, quickly take stock. Can you still put your hand under your back? And if the answer is no, that means your pelvis is tilted when you lifted your chest. Because what's happening there is the abdominals are not strong enough. The pelvis says, I'll help you, and wants to close the gap. So you're feeling like you're getting a really strong crunch. Now, in traditional gym, this is a crunch, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in Pilates, we're aiming for we're conditioning your body in a different way completely, which means we push the pelvis forward. So, and if you find that you are kind of crunching in this way, I want you to really kind of push your body that way, push your pelvis more that way, and lift through the chest. And I want you to, it's almost like you're isolating the bottom and the top of your body, because we're asking from the top abdominals to lift up, and we're asking for the base to stay still and to not be on holiday, but they're holding. They're just staying, they're on guard. They're just watching and holding nice and tight. All right, so we're going to put everything we've learned together real quick. Okay. Lying still, I want you to just breathe naturally. Give me 2 breaths in and out naturally. Okay. Tuck your head down. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath your back. Pull your fingertips down. Your rib cage is tucked in. Belly button to the floor. Your pelvis is neutral, so I can get my hand underneath there comfortably. All right. Legs aren't massive. We just need about a fist between your knees, and then you can pull your feet in a little bit towards your bum, but that should be fine. And this is now called your neutral position, because we're completely neutral. We're not doing anything. We're just holding tight here, and we're opening up everything beautifully. We're going to start with our first exercise, which is called pelvic prep. I'm sorry, there's been so much talking to get us to this point, but those are all the foundational aspects we really need, because if you don't have that, the rest can just get really crazy, and before you know it, you're not doing any of the exercises really, really well. And then if you're not doing the baseline exercises well, you're not going to be able to do the rest well, and then it just creates this terrible form that you'll have to unlearn down the line. So I'm sorry for all the chit chat about all of this, but now that we've got the basics down, let's start with our first pelvic tilt. Pelvic tilt is really simple. We kind of played around with it earlier. We're lying in a neutral position, and all you're doing is flattening the back. You're pulling that belly button nice and tight, and we flatten the back. It's almost as if the belly button is pushing down to the ground, and then the pelvis is reacting and pulling around. You've got your coccyx bone, which comes kind of, it's like your tailbone that comes around from the base of your spine. During this set of exercises, I want you to pretend that tailbone is going to come around. So it's going to, the entire time I want your pelvis to rotate towards your rib cage. The more you do that, the better stretch you're going to get. Your lower back's going to feel amazing. You're going to get so much blood to all those really tight muscles around that lower back. Okay. And then you can push your pelvis back, and then we're going to just tilt that pelvis in. Belly button nice and tight. Give me that lateral breath. Exhale. As you exhale, push that pelvis away from you. And again, we inhale. And exhale, flatten the lower back. Pull that pelvis in, flattening, belly button nice and tight. And here, I'm sure you're feeling, I can feel my neck trying to pull up. Aim to pull that neck toward the corner of the ceiling. For most of us that have got really poor posture or really tight necks, this is going to feel challenging from the get-go. But the more we challenge ourselves to give yourself that double chin, keep looking at the ceiling, you're going to see it gets a lot better. Those muscles stretch out beautifully. So looking at the corner of the ceiling, we inhale. As we exhale, we flatten the lower back. Just hold there. We inhale and exhale. Return to neutral pelvis. Inhale and exhale. Flattening the lower back. Inhale. Exhale. Return to neutral. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to hold this here. Pull that belly button nice and tight. And now I'm going to lift my hands. Your hands stay by your side. I'm lifting my hands just so you can see what's happening with my body. We're going to lift that bum just ever so slightly off the ground. Hold it there. And again, I want my pelvis to rotate around. I'm really trying to think about my back is trying to flatten to the ground, even though it's lifting. And my pelvis is trying to do a little scoop. We inhale and we exhale. From here, we're putting down. Before the bum goes down, I want you to think about your spine hitting the ground, and then your bum. And then we push the pelvis to a neutral position. We inhale and we exhale. Tucking that tummy in nice and tight. Just hold that there. About an inch off the ground. We're not very high. Scooping that pelvis. Really kind of trying to make a bowl. Our back is like a banana shape. And our stomach's like a big bowl here. We're creating a big ditch. We inhale and exhale slowly down. And return to neutral. Last one like that. We inhale and exhale. Flatten the lower back. Tucking that tummy in nice and tight and holding that position. Got that banana shape. Our back in these exercises are on holiday. They're not doing any, the spine's not doing anything. It just needs to stretch. This is an amazing exercise for back pain or any tightness that you have, especially in the lower back. Now we're holding that position. My belly button's pulled in and it stays pulled in. And remember I said to you, you're going to keep maintaining that belly button the entire time. Now we're going to come up a little bit higher. I'm lifting my arms so you can see how high I am. I'm about halfway up my spine. My bra strap is still on the mat. And I'm scooping my body. I almost want, it's a contrast between I'm trying to lift, but I'm trying to lower my back into the mat while lifting my bum off the mat so that I can really create that beautiful scoop effect. Now in this position, if you have a wobbly pelvis or if your hips are a bit wobbly, you might be even kind of holding like this a little bit. And all that is communicating to you is that you've got a little bit of a weakness. Either the glutes are a bit weak or the hips are a bit weak. But slowly but surely, if you do this and you keep practicing to hold yourself beautiful and strong, all those muscles will improve and they'll hold a lot better. So we keep holding. Again, think about that neck. That neck needs to come around. We're stretching all of this beautifully. We're creating a very long line. If you think the back of our neck, we're stretching all these muscles right around. You should start feeling your bum light up. So you should feel your bum saying, good morning. Well, it's good morning here in the UK. And we're going to inhale here. As we exhale, I want you to think about these abdominals now, pushing down that spine. Then we're coming down here. Our pelvis hits the ground, our bum, and we flip that pelvis to neutral. Let's go again. We inhale. Lateral breath and exhale. Flatten the lower back. Pull that belly button nice and tight and be coming up halfway up the spine. And hold. Hold, hold, hold. Belly button again. The entire time you're doing this, I want that belly button as tight as you can, and you're really trying to focus on that scooping effect. The back is stretching beautifully. My neck keeps wanting to flip up, so I've really got to challenge my neck here. Shoulder blades flat, fingertips pulling down. We inhale and exhale slowly down. Now we're going to go for our full pelvic tilt all the way up. We inhale. That lovely lateral breath. As you exhale, flatten the lower back. From the base of our spine, you start creeping up one vertebra at a time. And this is where it gets a little bit more important, because we're not sending our whole back into the sky. Remember, I want you to scoop through your lower back. So I'm asking for you to keep rounding, actually. So we're trying to create a flat back. I want the back to kind of sink down, become like a banana, like your spine, like a banana kind of hanging in a hammock. The abdominals are really squeezing tight. You should feel a beautiful stretch across your quads. Your bum should be really kind of moaning at you now, which is wonderful. We want the moan. And again, that pelvis is just coming around. And with all of those combined, that stomach is nice and tight. And now you'll feel, if you have struggle with tightness in your neck, it gets a lot easier at this point, because it's all just released, because we're in a nice upright position and we hold. And again, you might feel here that your one bum is like really struggling and the other is not. That's all imbalances which we aim to get rid of. At the top, we hold, we inhale. Now, your abdominals start right underneath your ribcage. From those abdominals, we're going to really push down. Then the next set, then the next set, then the next set. Slowly down, flip that, well, not flip, but we're going to push that pelvis back to neutral. And now we're back in neutral. We inhale. Nice lateral breath. As you exhale, think about all that air going out. And as if you're deflating, I want you to flatten your lower back. Think about that tummy coming in. You're still pushing all that air out. And now we start lifting up one vertebra at a time. You start articulating through your spine. Think about each vertebra getting their chance to slowly lift. And we lift and we hold. And again, I'm still trying to maintain that scooping effect. My belly button is really kind of pulling into my spine as much as possible. I can feel my glutes really, really are not happy. But it's fine. They'll get strong. And you know, within 2 weeks, you'll be doing this exercise and it'll feel like nothing. It will feel like you've been on holiday. But it's still great for that spine stretch. So generally, this is always a good warm-up. And you'll see in my classes, we generally warm up with this, because I always want that spine just ready to go. And I've never, ever had injury in my class. So I always get the spine going, I get the abdominals going, and it's just a great way of warming up. We're holding nice and high. We inhale and exhale again. From the top of those abdominals, we're pushing down. And then the next layer and the next layer. Again, rounding that spine before we place the bum down and push that pelvis back to neutral. Let's do one more of those. We're going to inhale and exhale. Flatten the lower back, belly button nice and tight. Tilt that pelvis off the ground and we start climbing one vertebra at a time. Nice and high. At the top we hold. Give me a lovely big beautiful lateral breath as big as you can. And as you exhale, think about all the air deflating, pushing out from the top, each vertebra coming down. And back to neutral pelvis. Drop one leg for me. Pull one knee in toward your chest. And just feel that beautiful release of those glutes. So this has been a very slow class. They're not all like this. From Friday's class, we're going to be pushing a lot better, get a lot more exercise in. I have a little bit more time to show you a chest lift, which I will do. And we will be moving quite quickly from here on out. This is just, it's always the slowest class. Even when I have private clients, I feel quite bad because the first class is always so slow, and I'm sure they think, what have I paid for? I've just paid for like the slow class. But the foundations are so fundamental and they're so important. If your neck as well, if your neck is getting really tired as you're lifting, because we're going to go into chest lift in a moment here, I want you to drop your head, look left, look right. And even right now, let's say you've been lifting your head with me, and you find your neck's really taking strain, just to keep your head on the ground for now. It's one of those things that just gets stronger as you get stronger. So it's completely normal. There's nothing wrong. It's a weakness thing. As well, in Pilates, we do a lot of wrist work. We do a lot of bridging. And it feels as though, let's pull both knees toward your chest. when you're doing bridging work on your wrist, it feels like your wrists are going to fall off. It's just, again, it's one of those places where we are weak and we just need to strengthen. And as the stronger you get, you'll start feeling a massive difference within that wrist strength. Pull those knees in as much as you can. Just feel that lovely release on the lower back. And now, if you're able, if you can't, it's fine, but you're going to go for it. Tuck your head up and try and get that forehead on the knees. Okay. Our next, real quick, we're not going to do it today, but I just need to show you because we're doing the basics, it's called tabletop. So from this position, I will generally transition into a tabletop position. Tabletop, and I'm going to put one leg down just to show you. Tabletop is where my knee is directly over my hip and I have a 90-degree angle between my calf and my thigh. We'll do some exercises where we'll kind of drop the leg, but we're always asking you to maintain that. It's never a case of that the calf comes in. Can you see how that angle is completely closed up? A tabletop is where I can put a glass of water on my shin, and it's a nice stable structure. So that's tabletop, and that's a double tabletop. When you've got a double tabletop, I want you to put one leg down and then the other, purely because if we've got both legs up, and if your abdominals, especially lower, are not strong enough, and you put them both, that lower back will tighten up really quickly, and we don't want that either. So that's tabletop, just real quick. Okay, now I'm going to teach you a chest lift. Chest lift is exactly what it is. It's the chest lifting, nothing else. It's not a chest lift with pelvic help, because that's what generally tends to happen, is that as you're tucking in and lifting through the chest, the pelvis wants to help out, and that's just a sign of poor abdominal strength. But when we do chest lift, I want you to pretend there's a rope underneath your ribs, and that rope is pulling you up from here and then coming down. So hands behind the head, your thumbs are in the nape of your neck. You're not going to pull your chin up because the chin's not working. But what I want you to do is tuck your chin down. Again, it's all about double chin here. We've got double chin until we get rid of it. Okay, so hands behind the head. I want your elbows nice and wide. I want you to see your elbows in your peripheral vision. They don't come forward as we're moving. So we're not doing that. We keep them nice and wide because that encourages the chest to lift. And it's these abdominals right underneath the rib cage that need to come up. Okay, so tuck the chin in. So here's my initial position. I'm in a neutral pelvis. I'm not collapsing in my lower back. I want to keep my neutral pelvis. So we inhale, exhale, tuck the chin in, and we lift through the chest. I can still slide my hand underneath my back. If you're unable, push your pelvis like past your legs, that in a sense. Okay, elbows are nice and wide. We're going to inhale, come up a little bit higher, and exhale slowly down. I'm going to quickly teach you without the breathing pattern, just so we can get the movement down. Okay, so the first, step 1, tuck the chin, lift through the chest. Step 2, we're going to come up a little bit higher, and step 3, we're going to come down. We're going to prepare, tuck the chin, lift through the chest, and we're going to come up a little bit higher, and slowly down. Now I'm going to add another dynamic. We're going to pull the belly button down. As we're lifting to come up even higher, I want you to pull that belly button down to the ground. You're going to feel it's like a weird contrast. And don't change your pelvis. So don't, when you're here and you're trying to pull your belly button, don't kind of do that. It's not about a movement of closing in the pelvis. It's internal. It's all internal. Okay, so we're going to inhale, exhale, tuck the chin, lift through the chest. Pull that belly button down already. Inhale, come up a little bit higher and pull the belly button even more so. Keep pulling the belly button in. Can you feel all that tightness? You'll feel that beautiful kind of connection of the abdominals lighting up from underneath here. And as you pull the belly button down, you'll feel that whole abdominal tract really engaging beautifully. And then slowly down. Okay, we're going to go again without the breathing pattern. Step 1 is to prepare. And then we're going to tuck the chin, lift through the chest, maintain pelvic stability, come up a little bit higher. Belly button's really fighting toward the floor, and slowly down. And that's your chest lift. Okay, now let's add the breathing pattern. It's inhale to prepare. Exhale, tuck the chin, lift through the chest. Inhale, come up a little bit higher and pull your belly button down. And exhale to deflate, as if you're deflating. And again, we inhale and exhale. Inhale a little bit higher and slowly down. And let's do 4 more like this. We're going to inhale, exhale, tuck the chin, lift through the chest. Inhale, come up a little bit higher, pull that belly button down, fight with that belly button and get it down, and exhale slowly down. Let's do 3 more. We inhale and exhale, tuck the chin, lift through the chest. A little bit higher, fight with that belly button, keep it down, and slowly down. Good. We inhale to prepare. 2 more here. And exhale, tuck the chin, lift through the chest. Inhale, come up a little bit higher. And exhale, slowly down. Last one here. We inhale and exhale. Inhale, come up a little bit higher. I'm feeling it right under here. If you're feeling it there, that's perfect. Those abdominals are working. And again, I want you to remember the chest is lifting up. Inhale, come up a little bit higher. Pull that belly button down. And exhale, slowly down. Good work. Now we're going to lengthen our entire body. Open up the arms over the head. And I want you to find tension right through the tips of your fingers, right down to the bottom of your feet. And I want you to pretend someone's pulling your fingertips and pulling your toes. They're pulling you. So I want you to think about stretching out your fingertips, your arms, your shoulders, your chest, your stomach, your thighs, your calves, your toes. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And now we inhale, big lateral breath. And as you push out all that air, I want you to drop. Good. Let's do another 2 of those. Find that tension. Stretch the whole body. Oh, as much as you can, as if you're doing the biggest jump of your life and you're going as high as you can. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Give me that lateral breath. And exhale and drop and relax. Got 1 more here. And we're stretching. Stretch, 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 stretch. Lateral breath. And exhale and relax. Good stuff. Now we're going to slowly sit up. Where you can grab one knee, grab the other knee, rock yourselves up. Good. We're going to stretch out our legs just a little bit. Because in Pilates, a lot of it is hinged on hamstring length. We want long hamstrings, which is these muscles and the back of your thighs. You got 3 of them. So when we're doing this stretch, we're stretching out the inner, your medial hamstring muscle. And we're going to think about your body coming closer towards your knee. So we're just holding on and just gently stretching. Stretching needs to be it's muscle discomfort, not sharp shooting pain. Any sharp shooting pains, you need to stop immediately. And we just push our body down to the ground. A little bit more. And we're going to come up and change legs. So how stretching works, and I'm sure you've heard this, and if you've gone running, I'm sure you've heard. They normally say stretch for about 30 seconds. The reason for this is that they know that blood enters into your muscle. So let's say we're looking at our quad here. The blood will come in and go out within around 30 seconds. But they don't know when it goes in, or it goes in 20 seconds. They don't know when it goes in and they don't know when it goes out. So that's why they say 30 seconds, because they know at least that the blood's gone in and it's gone out again. But with stretching, the longer you can hold it, the more that blood flow is circulating through that muscle. So one of these days we will be doing, within, I think toward the end of November, I'll organize just a stretch class and we'll just stretch. And it's actually unbelievable. So as you're holding a position, you'll feel that your body will open up, open up, open up a little bit more every single time. And then I'm sure you're even feeling, as you're holding this position, you're able to kind of bend into a little bit more. Our final stretch real quick before we're going to finish this video is just a butterfly stretch. I want you to put your elbows into your knees, and I want you to just gently pull your body as far forward as you can. Be very gentle around your groin, around your underarms and your neck. They tend to overstretch quite quickly. So listen to your body. If you are feeling any sharp shooting pains, you stop immediately. But muscle discomfort we can really play around with. And I want you to push yourself as much as you can within this, that you are not cheating yourself. Give yourself as much as you can whilst you're doing these exercises, and make the most of the time that you're here. You're here to do the video. You might as well enjoy it and get the most out of it. Gently pull down and sit up nice and tall. You can cross those legs. Sit up really nice and tall. You're not going to throw your head down, but you're just going to drop it. You're going to inhale and exhale, drop it. And we inhale up and exhale, drop. And inhale up. And last one, drop. Great work. I hope you've enjoyed that as much as I have. On Friday, we're going to go into a much more in-depth class, and I just hope you get the most out of these things and just really thoroughly enjoy them. And I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear how you enjoy the classes, and most importantly, what they're doing for your body. I'd love to hear how things are getting easier and you're stronger and you're able to hang curtains better, and when you're doing your laundry, you don't feel tight in your arms. And it's those tiny details that just make this entire journey so beautiful and so worthwhile. Enjoy, and I'll see you on Friday for our next class, our real class. This was the prep class. The best ones, all the best are yet to come. Enjoy, and I'll see you next time.